If you're one of the tens of millions of people that are working out and using supplements, then you're going to want to make sure you watch this video, because it may change what you've been putting in your body, and to me, that will be a good thing. What's up guys, Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. I decided to do something a little bit different this week. I said let's step out of the gym and cover a whole other aspect of something that I know you guys out there are most likely doing, and that's using supplements in some way, shape, or form. I grew up using supplements. I played sports in high school. I tried Amino Fuel, Hot Stuff, Metrics with Dr. Scott Connolly, Animal Pack, Cybergenics. The point of the matter is I used them all, guys, and I believed in all of them when I took them. So what I wanted to do this week was put together a video where we look at the bodybuilding supplement industry and really kind of cover some of the most shocking things that I discovered as I went through. Alright, so one of the main questions that is always on the minds of everybody, and it should be on the minds of those that are taking supplements, are right here on my computer. I'm reading it. Jeff, are supplements worth the money, or are they a waste of my money? I'm not going to come out there and say that you absolutely need supplements. You absolutely need it, or you're never going to see results. No, you're going to see results from hard training and a good nutrition. But if you want to see that extra edge, or if you want to make your job of nailing your nutrition easier, it's going to be far easier if you're supplementing your diet with some of these ingredients, because some of them simply can't be obtained in dosages that are been shown to be effective in through regular normal nutrition. You have to sort of go to outside sources, and you have to be able to cull the ingredients in certain amounts to get those benefits that you're not going to be able to get from eating real food. So are supplements a big benefit? Yes. The first thing that you might hear is about fillers and what is in your supplements not really actually being on the label. You're going to want to look at any of the bottles that you have right now and see if anybody has magnesium stearate in as one of the ingredients, because I can tell you it's not good for you and it's not something you should be using in your body. Magnesium stearate is actually a filler that the goal, and this is the stuff that I told you guys that when I decided to do the ATHLEAN-Rx series, when I found out about some of this stuff, we were really shocked by it and determined to make sure we didn't do it. Magnesium stearate, the goal of the manufacturer is to put this agent into your supplements because it helps the ingredients when they're mixing to not stick to the machinery, which requires less cleanup, which requires less labor that they're paying for, which requires less maintenance of the machines because they do happen to break down if these things get gummed up. Well, there's no point at all for the consumer. If you're as a consumer taking it, you don't need magnesium stearate. As a matter of fact, it interferes with some of your ability to your immune system. It kind of interferes with your immune system in certain cells in your body. You don't need it. You certainly don't want it in your supplements. And all I'm saying is if you're taking it now, you're going to want to make sure that you do something about it. The next thing I think we should cover here is the percentage of active ingredient. Again, this is something that's not regulated by the FDA. There are certain percentages of active ingredients that are standards for the ingredients that are in your products. So, for example, if we take something like Casein Protein. Casein Protein comes in either most likely two potencies, 80% or 90%. What that means is that your body can process and absorb 80% of what's stated in that amount. So if you're looking at, let's say, 20 grams of protein, you're really only able to absorb 16 grams. Well, not even forget absorb. There's only active casein protein, stuff that can actually do something to help you build muscle, in 80% of that. So 20%, which would be 4 grams of it, would go away. So companies aren't gonna say that most often, that, oh, well, we have 20 grams of protein and casein protein in our blend. Yeah, that's all well and good, but 16 of it is really all you're gonna be able to use. When we just set out to do the RX series, I said, tell me the bottom line. I want guys to make a judgment on the protein they're putting in their body from the bottom line of what they're actually going to get into their system. What are they going to use? Because we know we're still going to have some of that go away in the absorption process and when we break it down. So if a company is telling you there's 20 grams when they know well and good that 80% of it is all you're going to get, you're really looking at 16 on some of them, and then less than that because your body's going to break some of it down. So when we talk about do supplements work, yeah, they work if you know that you can trust the brand that you're using, because You might be thinking you're taking 20 grams when in actuality you're only absorbing 12. Alright, so this next one might come as a shock to some of you guys, and I have to admit, it did to me as well. I think back to what I went through as a teenager going into the supplement stores, and I would ask them, what is the best thing for me to take, or best things for me to take? I would save up my money to spend it on something if I felt like it would work. But I'm putting my own fate in the hands of one of these sales reps, thinking that they're going to tell me the truth. And the reality is, even today more than ever, these sales reps are oftentimes incentivized by the manufacturer to recommend things that they may not necessarily feel are best. Why? Because it means more money in their pockets. You might find that you go into a specific supplement store and ask for a specific product and be swayed towards something else when you might have heard good results from your friends on this other product. The sad fact is, and then sometimes even the sales rep themselves have used the product that you initially went in there for, but are going to be paid more by the manufacturer as an incentive, as a kickback, to recommend that brand over the other. And that's where I think it all comes down to trust, guys. It comes down to finding a brand that you trust because you know that it delivers what it says it's going to deliver, and you know that you can put your faith in that and your hard-earned money and realize that you're not being sort of told something just because there's an incentive to do that. Next on the hit list, the safety of ingredients. I've come out here, guys, in the I don't even remember when it was, 2011, I think, and I made a statement on the inclusion of 1,3-dimethylamylamine in pre-workout products. And I said that this stuff is going to be banned. As a matter of fact, it should be banned, but it's going to be banned at some point in time because it's just not a healthy ingredient, and it's one that many supplement companies were using in their pre-workouts. Guys, you're going to be ultimately responsible for what you put in your body. And I can only recommend things to you that I feel is good advice and things that you should listen to, and that I can only hope that from there you're gonna listen and make your own well-educated decision. That was one of the videos where I sort of stepped out of character a little bit, and I said emphatically, guys, do not use this. Try not to use this. I know it's a very popular supplement and a very popular brand right now, but try not to use this because you're jeopardizing yourself in the process and your health. And I kind of promise to continue to do that. If I find an ingredient that I feel is not safe, had I been around doing videos back when ephedrine was out, I would have said the same thing. But if I find that and I go a little bit over the edge in my, being emphatic about it, just understand that I'm trying to make sure that you guys know that these are not always regulated by the FDA. They're not until they become a problem. When they become a problem, the FDA steps in, they get rid of it. But unfortunately, they become a problem when a lot of people get hurt and potentially die from them first, and then they come in and say, wow, a lot of people got hurt and died from this, so we're going to come in and do something about it. So the fact is, you always want to make sure that what you're taking is safe. I can tell you that with ATHLEAN-Rx, every single thing we do, we've scrutinized what goes in these bottles to the nth degree, and so much so that we've actually just obtained or are in the process of obtaining for all 3 of our supplements the NSF Certified for Sport designation that will allow us to be used by all of our Major League Baseball athletes, NFL athletes, PGA athletes, guys that are being regulated by their sport in total to make sure that what they're taking is safe. As I mentioned earlier, the FDA is not going to get involved in every single supplement that goes out. So in a world where there's no FDA regulation, we decided, maybe stupidly, we want to be FDA compliant, but it's because I want to make sure that we hold ourselves to the highest standards. As I said, guys, not all brands are bad. There's plenty of good brands out there, but you have to know and trust that the brand that you're putting your hard-earned money towards is doing it the right way. I can tell you this, at ATHLEAN-Rx, we're doing it the right way. Everything you put in your body matters, from your nutrition to your supplementation. Don't think you're going to get away with taking supplements if your nutrition sucks. Make sure that your nutrition is good, supplementation follows, and that combined potent 1-2 combination is going to provide you with the best chance, combined with a good workout program obviously, to put on the most muscle and to stay as ripped and lean as possible. If you haven't already, guys, and you want to check out the supplements, head over to ATHLEAN-Rx.com or ATHLEAN-X.com/ATHLEAN-Rx and check out the bundles. You'll save more on the entire bundle, and as I said, it's everything that you need in 3 bottles, not having to buy 10 different things just to cover your needs. We put it in exactly when you need it and when you and how much you need of it. Guys, in the meantime, we'll be back here next week, back in the gym, more workouts, Head over to ATHLEAN-X.com. Check out also the workout program if you haven't already started that. Perfect complement for the supplements. All right, guys, I'll see you back here in the 7 days. In the meantime, have a great rest of your week.